Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. I want to talk about a phrase that people use that's just not true. I mean, it's true in some cases, but not true strong enough to the point where we should just believe it. And that's when they say everywhere is the same. I'm going to give you a comparison between Milwaukee and the Arlington, Dallas, Fort Worth area as an example. I'm gonna give you an example of this. And this is why when you're trying to figure out where you want to relocate, certain factors are more important for this reason. Wait, hold on. Because it's all about what you want in life and what you're trying to avoid in life. When you try to figure out where you want to move, those two things are important. Some things you cannot 100% avoid, such as crime, but you want to go somewhere where it's better than where you are. Because if it's better, that means it's an improvement. So I'm going to break it down for you. Milwaukee versus Arlington and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. First thing, when you out and about in public, in the Midwest in general and Milwaukee, people are more high-strung. Like, they just get mad, completely mad over certain things, right? You didn't see that much. And I'm going to show you something about them dudes down there in Dallas. They more bent on being smooth and cool than here in Milwaukee. Now, of course, Milwaukee, it's a lot of dudes here that's cool. All ages, like. But I noticed, one of the main things I noticed about being down there is usually a dude can be a Crip or some type of gangbanger and be smooth. What up, school? Excuse me, man. All this, all that. Right? And it's like that here to an extent. But I noticed it's a very noticeable difference between, say, a banger or a baller in Fort Worth. Now I believe the baller dudes, the dudes that's out here doing that, a lot of, if they getting money like that, they mostly, as long as don't nothing happen, some of them be having a little simp in them over women. But they gonna be on some smooth stuff, just trying to look fly and stuff like that in both places. But what I noticed, the noticeable difference is the thug dudes down there in Texas, they don't always be on no garbage, man. Like, it's almost like, for the most part, they don't have nothing to prove. Like, let's say I go to like a clique area where there's a whole bunch of dudes mobbed up. I don't know about other parts, but where I was at, all you gotta do is just be smooth. Oh man, you know, how y'all brothers doing? Oh, we all right, school, how you doing? For the most part, you always gonna have exceptions to every rule. Here, if you see a bunch of dudes together in one place, you might not want to go to that place, because you don't know what impulsions they own or whatever. And the thing about Milwaukee is, if you get them, it probably is not over yet, because Milwaukee is so small that you more than likely you probably gonna see them again. I mean, it's not the smallest city, but it's small enough for you to see people on multiple occasions. So it was a feud going on here where the people were just going after each other's family members, and it was a bloodbath. People was just dying left and right. People that didn't have nothing to do with that particular conflict were dying. And it's a couple conflicts like that going on here, which brings me to the next thing. Now, of course, like in Texas, you want to stay away from certain places, especially at night, just like Milwaukee. But to me, that's not a compliment. That's not a compliment on the intellect and the demeanor of the people in your city. If you minding your own business and you can't pass through at night. That's one of the things, and not, I'm gonna do some of these comparisons once I go to some other places too. But I was watching a bunch of videos on the Phoenix dudes, like the hood guys in Phoenix. That's one of the things that I kind of appreciated about those guys, because I was watching, like, and I noticed that, like, regular passers through, they wasn't bothering them. Like, even when they tried to take the camera off of what was going on, they wasn't bothering them people, man. Here, though, look, like for instance, where this is all homeowners where I'm at right now, right? But their stores, right here, it's not the best. If you can go to another store, it's probably best that you do. Because the most dangerous places in Milwaukee is some of the gas stations and convenience stores. Like, if you street smart, you know, like, if I don't have to go there, why would I? There's a lot of guys be on that tough guy stuff, man. F these ninjas, and I go where I want to go. No, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. Now, so far as crime, there's random crime in both places. When I was down there, stuff was happening. But here, it's a whole lot more random. Like in Arlington, man, you can walk around at night. Most people just not gonna mess with you. It's certain pockets where you might have a couple knuckleheads trying to prove stuff. But if you look at any of the Texas hood videos about Fort Worth, Arlington, all that, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to see a bunch of people not agreeing with them, saying stuff like, y'all trying to make this hood, and it ain't even like that. Fort Worth people is friendly and stuff, which they are. They are. The most part, they are. And I knew, you can't tell me, because I knew straight up Crips that everybody knew that I was working with. And yeah, like some of the coolest people you ever meet. I'm telling you, man. Like, they was not like boisterous or any of that. Dude was smooth, man. And that's why the job site kept inviting them back, because of that reason. Now, I'm gonna show you something that I did like, that I prefer Texas over this area. Man, I was practically the ringleader on a lot of stuff. If a person is a leader, some of them people, if you got a good cause, they gon' follow you, man. I'm telling you. In Milwaukee, it don't matter what your cause is. If you're not the popular guy, people just gonna pretty much overlook you. Especially the locals. Like, if you from here, like I'm from Milwaukee, people don't really, unless you the popular, you the end dude, no matter what it is, people is not going, you can have the best. Like, people just, it's more of a clout chase, more of a, we deal with clout. So, but down there, like, it was a couple jobs they was trying not to pay us, and they was, I'd be like, hey man, if they do this, we gonna do this. They like, we got you. They following my lead. So one particular time, we was doing like a people ready assignment, and they was trying not to pay us. And so people was getting mad, like, man, I came all the way over here, man. I'm trying to get a room, this, that, and the other. So I'm rallying the troops. And they like, I said, well, this is what we gonna do. If she don't pay us, we're going to sit right in this parking lot and refuse to finish the job. Everybody was like, we with you. Yeah. I was in the middle of them, and I was saying, this is how we going to do it. So it came up. some more stuff we had to do for the job. And I said, are you paying us today? Because I told them, let me do all the talking. And these grown men, some of them are older than me, some of them younger than me, but everybody grown. So I said, are you paying us today? She was like, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to get paid today. I sat right down in the middle of the parking lot. You would think it was something from a movie. And when they saw me sit down, everybody, I'm talking about everybody, sat down. We was doing, it was, when they had that bed bugs thing, we was in Dallas and we was taking the mattresses out. So she started getting emotional, and I kind of was yelling at her, but I was kind of being tactful. I said, we need to get paid today. If we not getting paid today, we're not finishing this job. So she looked around and saw all of them was with me on it. She said, all right, I'll see what I could do. So she came back. I got some good news, guys. You're going to get paid today. And those dudes was happy. They practically picked me up off the ground. Because you got to realize, everybody migrates to Texas, man. Well, now it's Arizona, too. It's other places. Because people done failed in Texas and been telling their stories. But when they come to Texas sometime, it be a little slow getting your place and stuff like that. So people be living in them rooms like budget suites and stuff like that. I had to live in budget suites. And it's crazy. Next thing I want to talk about, by the way. It's crazy because where I was staying at, it was right off of Watson Road, between East Lamar, Watson Road, and Arlington. And there was a path. And the store was right there, check cashing place in there, everything, right? Nobody ever bothered us. And the thing about the kids there were friendly. So it was a particular little girl, her mother, I probably done found a place or something else happened. She didn't want to leave because she was going to school with them kids. You know, she was, I had to go get me a t-shirt. Y'all see me in more videos, I'm gonna have a black t-shirt on. She was, friendly. Those was her friends, man. She didn't want, and when my kids was there, they were asking my kids, y'all gonna come out here and play with us and this, that, and the other. My kids was too into them video games, like, and it was some down and outs, but they didn't bother you. It was some panhandlers, but it wasn't as bad. You see what I mean? So it's not the same everywhere, man. It's not. Now, as far as the police, in Texas, they mess with you a little more than they do here. I can't lie. Now, Menominee Falls is bad, but them police, they even a lie. If they feel like giving you a ticket, some of them, it's not all. It was just where I was at. I got mad at the dude, and I said, man, just give me the ticket, man. I said, just give me the ticket. I don't got time for this, man. Because he was trying to say I did something that I know I didn't do. So, the police in some pockets of Texas, make sure you got your stickers. Make sure you don't run no red light, because they got the little thing that'll take a picture of you. And make sure you follow on the speed limit, everything. Don't even give them a smidgen. Because there was a couple times where they was exaggerating and there wasn't nothing I could do. I just had to deal with it. So you just got to be on your point with the police there. Here, you got people riding around without plates and they don't always bother them. Like sometimes, but they don't always bother them. Like the police here mostly are smooth. Like only time you deal with some of the young ones, the little young guns and stuff, they be wanting to bother, they be hoping stuff for some action. But for the most part, the police here are polite, they respectful, they not gonna bother you. They got a job to do, sometimes things don't go right. I know how it is. I was in corrections. Probably gonna be in corrections again. But the police here, people used to tell me that the police was more smooth down there. I didn't see it. I didn't see it because it was a couple things that happened that I know just wasn't true. You know, like down there, if they say, well, we caught you speeding, you gotta be like, you gotta show me that. Do you have any evidence of that? But here or there, do not be arguing with these police if you don't have to. So, but again, like far as crime, it's more random in Milwaukee. In Milwaukee, they gaslight you a little more just to get close to you sometime so they can pull out a gun and put it in your face. I be telling dudes, hey man, I don't talk to people at night, man. You know, no disrespect. Or they'll be trying to say something to me. If it's at night, I don't even respond. Go get a job. Don't be out here asking me for money. You younger than me. Go get you a job. Use that mouthpiece. You know? So, as far as at work, it's horrible everywhere. But it's a different kind of horrible. Let me show you what I'm talking about. In Texas, where I was at, they ain't gonna hold grudges against you because they don't agree with you. In Milwaukee, they do. Like in Milwaukee, if a person is rainbow and they even hear you said this, they're going to have a problem with you. They're going to be nitpicking, trying to target, all this other stuff. In Texas, they don't care. Like, it's more conservative down there. Like, they don't care what you think about gays. And if you talk about conspiracy stuff like the Illuminati, this, that, you're going to have a mass of people trying to hear and listen. They used to get mad at us at work because when we get to talking about that, people was not working. Here, Milwaukee, oh, here we go with that again. They don't, and I'll show you something else people in Milwaukee do. I don't know if they do this in Texas. They wasn't doing it when I was there. Like, when you have a phone conversation with a lot of people here, they'll just hang up. They'll end the conversation. You'll think the phone hung up. You'll try to call them back. They won't answer. I ain't never seen no junk like that in my life. But that's something apparently somebody else was telling me that people do here. So, and another thing, inclement weather, right? Here, they gonna be on top of it usually, probably 95%. You know they gonna move the snow. Down there, every time it snowed, it was just a problem. Like they was not trying to move it. I don't know what they was doing, but they wasn't staying on top of it. Litter. Here, it's everywhere. Where I was at, you ain't see, it's only a certain side of town where you saw all that paper and trash on the ground. Most of the town, like I was in North Arlington, you wasn't gonna see all that trash. It was kept up. With Six Flags, I was in that whole area with Six Flags, Globe Life Park, Cowboy Stadium. You know, it was a restaurant, all type of stuff in that area. You did not see paper everywhere. You didn't. But the main problem, let's get back to how they are on the jobs. See, in Milwaukee, some jobs, they'll just be on garbage, trying to cut your hours. Because this is how they are. In Texas, if they want to bother you, they bother you. And usually it was problems on them jobs. I can't lie to you. But it was not because of how you looked, how you talked, or any of that. It was because that's just what they chose to do. Like some of them jobs, that's how they do new people. The worst place to be new on the job is some of them jobs down there. But here, they'll, like, if you a kid, like, let's say you like between 16 and 25, like you're a kid, young adult, right? If you not all into like trying to look like them rappers, dress like them rappers, walking around, being entertainment for people, singing song, all that stuff, they gonna find fault with you, guaranteed. They gonna find fault with you. Like here, people don't like intellectuals. There, they do. Like here, you gotta more so keep your beliefs to yourself. Down there, they want to know what your beliefs are, and most of them, they don't care. It's about class more so in Texas than anything else. Not your color. If you in a certain class, like this how they would do. You get a new car, people start treating you different there. They treat you better. Like you start getting stuff. Here, some people will, but others will get jealous. Do you see how all these points I'm giving you to show you no two places is completely the same? Two places that I know is practically completely different is Arlington, Texas, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, they was playing games at work. See, I didn't know how Milwaukee was when I came back because I had been gone for like 3 years, and it changed so much in them 3 years. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I was just here 3 years ago. It changed dramatically between 2014 and 2017. Before I left, they wasn't running all them red lights and doing all that stuff, man. I said, so when did this stuff start with all this running red lights and all this? I said, man, they be putting it in the music, the Milwaukee rappers. I'm like, unbelievable. So, you run them red lights down there. Watch what happened to you. Run them red lights down there in Texas. $100. They sent me a ticket for $100. Like, I had ran a red light. I tried to beat the light. I saw that flash. Next thing I know, I got a ticket in the mail for $100. You think I did it again? No. So, I would tell y'all, man, when y'all relatives who refuse to leave your city, oh, man, it's the same everywhere. No, it's not. No, it's not. You go to Arlington, you're going to meet people from all over the world. You're going to meet people from Africa, from Pakistan, from every state in the United States. It's not the same. You come here, mostly Milwaukee people. A few business people that came, started businesses, stuff like that. Oh, another thing. That brings me to the next point. What I noticed is I'm cool with a lot of the Indians that be in the stores and stuff like that here. But it's more people that be in these stores that's not cool. Like this is what they do. They be passive aggressive, some of them, and then like they'll be gaslighting you, trying to laugh and fake smiles, stuff like that. What I noticed in Texas, them stores I go to, like you become cool with them, like literally, for real. And they were not like gaslighters and stuff like that. Maybe it was where I was at, where they, you know, they acted the same, like out, because I always be watching. They acted the same, whether it was a white person, whether it's a black person. They acted the same with everybody that came in their stores, most of them. Here it's a little different. Like here, you play the lottery they looking, oh man, he don't be winning the lottery, this, that. And watch this. They find out you winning, they'll play your numbers. And then they'll make fun of you when you lose. And then when you win, they'll be trying to play your same numbers. Whereas in Texas, man, they could care less either way. I noticed. They don't even, like some of them, they give you your numbers. Thanks, have a nice day. They don't care. Like you could be winning every day. I didn't see nobody that try to play your number. But here I do. That's why when they be asking you like, so do you be winning? You know, you don't get too much information because these people here try to play your same numbers. Then it'd be a bunch of money on the numbers. And if it is rigged in that way, they're not going to let you win because you got all these people playing your same numbers. So every place is not the same. In Texas, people don't hate you for voting for Trump. Now, I did get in a debate with a couple guys a dude from Dallas. Like, he was black too. I mean, we was cool before that. I said, hey man, let's just change the subject because you're getting a little too disrespectful, man, over this political stuff. You know, and I, you know, from that point on, I still talk to him, but he was kind of acting like the ones here. But the ones here, if they know you voted for Trump, they don't like you no more. Unless they vote for Trump, like they'll hold that against you. Like I'm telling you, Facebook, my Facebook is like full of Milwaukee people. A lot of them are still mad over that George Floyd and that Trump stuff. I don't care though. Look, when you get my age, man, if you still worried about having friends, something wrong with you. You should be trying to figure out who your enemies are, not trying to have friends. Now, friendship does happen. You do end up cool with people. But when you get in your 40s, man, you're not supposed to be worried about who you're cool with, man. You're supposed to be worried about what money you gonna get, what you gonna eat, what your entertainment gonna be. You, not these other people. That's youngsters. Like I see these youngsters hold hands, kissing, all that. Let's see if you be doing that if you still with her 15 years from now. You ain't gonna see it too much. Because a lot of time what youngsters do sometimes is they think what they think is the reality. The reality is women change once you marry them. And guys do too. It's just a reality. But, you know, it's a bunch of random stuff to be going on here. And it's like even the store that I'm at, it's close to the suburbs, but you still seeing, I would put the camera on, dude, but I ain't gonna do them like that. It's sketchy people. In Milwaukee, you're gonna see more sketchy looking people, more desperate people. People gonna be more desperate. In Texas, people, they might not try to be your best friend when you down, but they don't kick you when you down. Most of them. Some of the white ones. Okay, let's talk about white people. Y'all say everywhere the same. The white people here, it's like sometimes you love them, sometimes they're annoying. Because what they do is they're going to separate themselves from you either way. They'll have casual conversations with you. But if you come to the lake, you come to the park, they're going to leave. They don't do that in Texas. You come to the lake, you come to the park, your kids going to be playing with their kids. And they not going to leave unless they ready to leave. In Milwaukee, they could not be ready to leave. Like you go down to the lake. And it's because a lot of random stuff happen. But even if it don't, they still mostly gonna leave. If they start seeing a couple black people come to the lake, where they at, they gonna leave. In Texas, mostly, they wasn't leaving unless that's just what they wanted to do. So, like, look, the panhandling is far worse in Milwaukee. Like, this is what I do. If I see somebody that's finna start bothering me, asking me to buy blunt, stuff like that, if I got time, I'll just wait for them to leave. I don't even want to be bothered. In Texas and Arlington, it was the same couple people panhandling. In Milwaukee, you got white panhandling, you got black panhandling, you got all these different panhandling. Now, the Latinos in Milwaukee and Texas, I liked it, both of them. But I did have a couple issues with the ones in Texas because some of them, they view you as competition. So they don't like you and they try to mess you up. I had it happen to me a couple times. I ain't never had that happen here. The Latinos here, they don't really do that. Like, they put it this way. I like Latinos for the most part. But if I had to choose between the Milwaukee Latinos and the Texas Latinos, I would be like, okay, where am I at? It's certain stuff you got to look at. But if they say make a choice, I'm taking the Milwaukee ones because the Milwaukee ones don't see me as competition. But anyway, we could talk about this again later if y'all so choose. No two places are completely the same. Stop listening to your lazy, content, settled relatives and friends who try to say everywhere is the same. I just gave you plenty of examples. Everywhere is not the same.